Hello, hello, and welcome to another podcast, The Simplistic Word with Elder Dwight Kenneth Kirk. On today, everybody, I first want to apologize for my podcast from last week. My phone's getting a bit older, so I have to get another one. And I just had to go to my skull candies for right now with my earphones with my speaker. So thank you for joining me, and we won't continue to have that problem I had last week. Um, let's talk about some things, everybody. Let's talk about some things. There's some things, as y'all know, old Elder Kirk is here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I don't know if everybody is aware of what just recently went down with the no good, liars, the Republicans. They had a surprise little thing and a little meeting, and with the meeting, they done some dirty stuff. The worst part about it is we see it dirty, but by law, they didn't break any laws. Everybody raised a fuss and cried and complained, and guess what they said? Um, I I don't understand you're not happy, but we move on. Guess what? We move on. So, but you continue to tell me to vote. Why? Why? And it would not matter if I was, in a Democratic state or a Republican state. I just, is for some reason, I don't understand why nobody will wake up, regardless of whether you vote or not. The same thing is going to continue to happen. Now, for, for half the people that I come across, and they try to give me the rhetoric, and I give them the facts, and we disagree to disagree. It still comes down to the point. What I'm saying to you, more than likely, is going to happen, but you still have your faith in a no good stolen land. Bottom line, it's still faith on how we say this country was built on the backs of, and also at the same time, liars, murderers, cheaters. The same people we were told to stay away from are the same people that run this no good country. And they're very prosperous. Wow. Now you may say, oh, morally, they are corrupt. But guess what? Financially, they running the show. And anything they want, they can have. I'm going somewhere, and I'm getting somewhere with what I'm saying to y'all, everybody. We we are at a place and a time right now, everybody, where everybody is trying to find an answer. I'm serious. That's why, you have a few people still running to the, building for business. There has to be an answer. God has to do something. I believe God. I've been believing God for years, but now I just don't believe God the way the church taught me to believe God. See, because the church is just there to what? Make sure I remain, quiet, obey the lovely government, and keep my mouth shut and praise Jesus. That's what the church is there for. The church is not there for you to build up or for you to improve or to do better. Now, you may say, Elder Kirk, I differ. Guess what? You have a good paying job, you're going to be okay. For some people that may not have heard my speaker, before, I said that before. If I'm making six figures, I need Jesus for what? Just keeping the 150,000 with you, everybody. If I'm good, if I could do the cat like for what? And yeah, what? Y'all might not like Elder Kirk saying that, but see, when the pastor slides it in there, and he or she has said some pretty, stuff, but that's how they have to brainwash you to get more, to be able to say more and more to you, and you'll be like, oh, praise Jesus, but like, wait a minute, hold up, did they just say? I, I saw a post recently, and the post said when someone says God told me to leave, or told the person to leave. This is for the pastors. God told, for them to leave, and they see him later on. They said, they should have stayed. And the thing gets me, stayed for what? Stayed for what? Stayed to make sure so you can continue to look good. See, understand this. I know that you believe the brainwash as well. We won't accept this, everybody, that the pastor is just as brainwashed as the people are. That's why the pastor can wake up. Okay, God has been dealing with me and different things that I must continue to write down so people can start getting away from what the church is teaching and start getting to, okay, this is who God truly is. It's not that you can't do this in your life and you can't do that in your life and you have to do this and you have to do that. They taught you laws, rules, and regulations. But the crazy part is when you get out of the church, next thing you know, wait a minute, these people are not supposed to be doing good. This stuff is not supposed to be happening. Remember, y'all, you were taught being good is not enough. You were taught being good was not enough. And the pastor said, now, if I'm talking to a few of my Caucasian leaders, they may have not said that. They may have said that, but the black church said being good is not enough. Wow. And some of the people that are good are better people than the people. A lot of the Christians that have been sitting in the church for 30 and 40 years. More loving and more kind. Come on, man. We are not questioning. I'm going to always go back to this. We are not questioning where we're going with our lives. And that's why I stress this. I will never stress it enough. Time wasted is time lost. You don't get that time back. Young people now be in their 20s and they talk, Elder Kirk, you can't. Yes, I can. Love on the Father. Believe. But don't believe the way the church is telling you to believe, because guess what? You only believe if you pay the money, God's going to bless you. That's the only way you believe. That's not what we teach. If you say, now Elder Kirk was there one day and I got a little happy. Oh man, what God was going to do and everything like that. And you don't get a little amped up and like, oh yeah, guess guess how it ended. If you're not paying your 10%, God ain't going to do none of that. Anytime, anywhere, any pastor. I'm not going to be invited because guess what? People are going to leave the church. Why is it that that's the only way we can get to God? Whoever said that? That's right, it's not in there. I don't care what you say about the book of Revelations. It does not say in there that that's the way, that's the only way. Jesus didn't die so everybody could go to church. It was for a personal relationship. That's what the word says. Huh? Come on. We don't question. But we'll sit here all day long and tell you this is what the word says, But when it comes down to, okay, you're telling me what the word says, but there's some things that's not lining up. Well, that's faith. Remember, faith is spiritual. Reality. No, I'm sorry. Faith is spiritual and common sense is reality. All right, y'all. I'm going to go through some of the things that I said last week that were missed. And I'm telling you right now, it was good, boy. It was good. I was enjoying myself. And I was upset when I said this did not get out. Come on, man. But it happens from time to time in the podcast community. So, I am in Mark chapter 2, verse 15 to 17. Mark chapter 2, verse 15 to 17. I always go with the Amplified. And what I said before, I said my dad was he had to go through a procedure for prostate cancer. And they had me to pray. And the thing about when they had me to pray, it did something to Elder Kirk. And, it messed with me a little bit because I was like, the way it got me out of my norm because since I've been away from the building for business, I don't get up every day and do that. And I'm glad that I have the relationship with him that I don't have to because what happens, like I said, with the church just teaches you to do it over and over and over, repetitious. But then the scripture says don't be repetitious. But you're telling me to do over and over and over, just like the lies with God only responds to his word. Come on, man. Stop telling people that stuff. I said Bible, everybody. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Hold on now. Wait a minute. What about the intermediate? What about the advanced? And what about the professional? It's just like a video game. Wait a minute. Beginner. Wait a minute. We're supposed to go to different levels here. So I lived my whole life with the basic. We don't ask any questions. Oh, that's just your earthly mind, Elder Kirks. See, there you go. That's right. My earthly mind made me ask questions. When I seen them doing the same thing in different places, I said, wait a minute, man. Hold on. Because they'll say, we don't do that here. Yes, you did. Yes, you do. And the same thing I'm saying right now that happened in the black ministries that I've been in happens in the Caucasian ministries as well. Because mega churches, the small churches, are doing the best they can to be mega churches. That's why you have an ATM in a small church. Come on now. There's no church that has the plan of staying small forever. Every church wants to grow. Understand this. This is what I learned from a ministry. Business is not successful. A business is not successful unless it's making a profit. And everybody listening to me right now done heard the church say that. We're not making no profit, y'all. We just survive. And that's not what God would have us to do. Right. Remember what I said, everybody. I'm going to say it again and again. Excellence with the excellent spirit is the pastor's OCD. I'm going to get back. You just doing the pastor's OCD. Now, I'm not going to read everything in this, Mark chapter 2, verse 15 to 17, but it was talking about when after Jesus called Levi, Matthew, to follow him, and he went to Jesus had dinner with the disciples and, taxpayers, sinners, people that were certified sinners and stuff like that. And they say, why is he sitting over there with them? He need to be sitting over here with us. Now, there go your foundation of the Christian church right now. Why is he sitting over there with them? He be supposed to be sitting over there with us. Them sinners supposed to be sitting over there rotting and dying and going to hell and dying forever. But we over here. Now, this is what I say, but you don't pay attention. When Jesus heard this, what did Jesus say? Jesus said, I came here for the sick. I didn't come here for the well. First of all, wait a minute. We have been taught wrong. Huh? How is it that they were against Jesus, but they weren't sick? Oh, I hear a theologian, Elder Kirk. Oh, how is it that the people at the table were sick, but the same people, which were fellow Jews, were not sick, but they were against Jesus and talking behind his back and plotting to get him, but they weren't sick? Because he told them, I'm here for the sick. I'm here to take care of the people that's sinning. Like they weren't sinning. They weren't doing wrong. They weren't doing anything. Jesus called them out every time, but they weren't sick. Elder Kirk's going to work on that. All right. Marriage. We're going to go to marriage. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Now, this is where I was on this. There's something that happened. I talked to my wife. My wife and I were talking about this, and I said, baby, why is childbirth still painful? Oh, well, the Kirk's getting ready to do this right here. Why is childbirth still painful? Nah. Follow me, because I know people, know the word just like Elder Kirk knows the word, okay? Now, no pastor deals with this, okay? All right? They don't deal. And now this I'm going to read. I'm reading from the Amplified. Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. And it says, and I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He will bruise and tread your head underfoot, and you will lie in wait and bruise his heel. Said to the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply your grief and your suffering in pregnancy and the pains of childbearing. With spasms of distress you will bring forth children. Yet your desire and craving will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Now, the reason I say marriage, because nowhere ever did God say husband and wife. Nowhere in there, in the time that Adam and Eve were together, were they ever married. We did not hear about somebody getting married until when? Until Cain killed Abel, and then Cain went and married. For people, that where they come from. The first two people were Adam and Eve. Questions we don't ask. But something else where I hit, okay, when the fall of man happened, right? Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. So when Jesus came, right, and everything was fixed back together, then why are man and woman still have enmity? This happened, so then why? I'm asking you again. So why? So shouldn't have the women been able to have better pregnancies? Just a question I'm asking, because we said after Adam messed up, Jesus brought everything back. But why are the women still having hard pregnancies? Right. We have this thing, everybody, and this is what I'm talking about when I say we've been taught wrong. Because, like I said, we're taught that evil people and bad people we stay away from, and we don't deal with them, and we just, put them somewhere else. But guess what? They're in the forefront, and they pretty much rule everything. Evil, mean, no good people with money pretty much run everything. Don't have no love, don't have no heart, don't care. Pretty much every political position that, anybody that's, has going on right now. And our main thing is our morals, everybody. We've been taught with so much separation and so much of, and I'm going to do this because this is how it was dealt with me. we put people in a category. We say now this is just Elder Kirk, a person that is sexually active, and I say a person that they just, always, we're just taught that they're evil and they're whores, and men are gigolos or whatever the case may be. But then, and I'm gonna say this again, but then, when that's just the only thing that to our little minds is being wrong, we just put their whole life and everything else on the back burner. We have people right now that's running this country and been running this country. Half of them pedophiles, half of them are liars, half of them, have laundered much money and are very much aware of it. Our morals are not in place because guess what? We've been told to don't do this, but we have to do this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Stay away from that person, but that person might be who I have to go with to get where I need to go. I don't have to do what they do, but guess what? Talk to me now. We're not questioning our morals. We're not. This was something else small. I was talking to my wife, and I said, back in the day, Mariah Carey and Toni Braxton, they were like the epitome. They were like, from what we saw, they were like elegance and class. And that's something else I'm gonna get to too. Elegance and class. And it was like, and I was shocked the last two albums I listened to, they were cussing. And I'm like, do you mean to tell me it went down like that? That's what had to be done? I don't care what you do in your personal life. If you're a cusser, but on the music thing, it was like, man, y'all held up. You understand what I'm saying? They held up the elegance. They held up, what it was supposed to be. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I say, our morals and everything is mixed up and I'm staying with music because pretty much this is how you're going to get with younger people. We have Beyonce. And like I said, we have Beyonce, but then the way we look at, say, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, we look at them differently because they doing a little more. First of all, Beyonce is shaking just as much as they shaking. But the crazy thing is we put into this little box that Beyonce is the class act of it all. All of them talking about sex. What in the world? We have sit here for all of our lives and say, oh, that girl, she don't have to be doing all that and everything like that. And nobody don't look at Beyonce like, man, she is dancing hard as all get out. And has a whole 200 women back there dancing just as hard as she is. What in the world? To do what? To make you lust after. And guess what? They said it. When I talk about it, y'all pay your money to get it. Huh? We have our morals mixed up. They doing the same thing, but we say, you know what? I'm going to listen to that because that's classy, but I'm not going to listen to that because that's not classy. I thought sex was bad. Talking about sex in the Bible said woman ain't supposed to make a man lust after. I'ma move on. What we allow. And when I say what we allow is, with this most recent thing we had a no good Republican again. I'm in a Republican state. I hate them all. He beat out a Democrat for a law maker position for the city of Fayetteville. So they went to the same old. They went to not a lot of people came out. Now, I said this before, I'll say it again. In this country, these Europeans outnumber the minority. I mean, the minority are way under. Please stop telling me that if I get every black person to come out and vote, something's going to change. There are more Caucasian people than there are black people. Do you understand? You are not. Even if you come out and everybody really gets to it and it's like, you know what, we're going to push this. Guess what? You're going to lose. Google it. That's the best I can tell you. And I'm not saying that to just say, oh, give up. I don't believe in government helping anything happen anyway. So you get away from me with that. That's why, like I said, I don't mess with the NAACP. That thing is, getting the government. No, that's not the answer. That hasn't been since King. That's why we still where we are. You make little itty bitty movements, and then you get your head too big, and then they make sure to no, don't do that. You know better than that. I tell you that. So, what we allow. I said this, and I will continue to say this. The second that we all get together and start taking care of ourselves and doing for ourselves, we'll see a difference. We're not going to see a difference because we keep going down and putting in grants and putting in money to do this and putting in for money for the government. Pow, gets denied. What we allow. When David Banner and Killer Mike be out there and get real with y'all, everybody back off because you don't like how they're talking. Because when it says, oh, I'm going to lose this, or you're going to have to understand somebody's going to come up against you. Oh, it sounds good when I'm talking, but when they start messing with my stuff, man, I'm going to have to back off because, I don't have that kind of power. Neither one of them two have that kind of power. They may have a little bit of money, but they don't have the power. Because guess what? Without, enough people backing you, when they sit there and tell you to get your, y'all get together and get this money together, just like 5 or 6 people together can start a marijuana, what you call, and that's getting ready to make billions. And that could be 6 construction workers. Real talk. 6 construction workers. Because guess what? A lot of people don't retire in construction. Real talk. And my last one before, I sign off here, everybody. I need y'all to get an understanding of a lot of times, and this is, I put this out to the pastors and these bishops and, anything else. We have to be careful what we posting. When I say we have to be careful what we posting, there was a post, and the post said that Hosea was told to marry a prostitute. And I'm going to say it wrong. And so, they were saying, so who are we to say that, whatever's going on, you can't speak on that, and, blah, 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 stuff like that. And that's why I said all of this make it personal stuff is garbage. Okay? First of all, I'm not Hosea. I'm not Moses. I'm not Adam. I'm not any of those guys at all. But when we went to church, what they say, make it personal, make it personal. That's why I always say to everybody, and I don't get a lot of response when I say this because it's too deep. What we believe, the way we are made, we bring that thing to life. I would not tell you that when I read that Daily Bread, the Daily Bread daily every day, for some reason it was on point. I can't say that didn't happen. It was hit or miss. Sometimes that thing be right on point, be right to be like, wow, because I believed it. But the second I no longer believe that stuff, guess what? Null and void. Means nothing. Means nothing. Doesn't add up to anything. Just some words on a book. Why? Because the people in the church believe it. So guess what? It works. It works. How do you think a person can go to church from 1980 to 2014? Because I always believed that Jesus would fix it. But there were some things that the people were doing in these buildings. Like, wait a minute. I thought Jesus was going to fix this. I thought Jesus was going to fix it. I thought this thing was supposed to get better. I thought we were supposed to. That's when I started realizing when you got 6 different churches on the corner and its unity is the key, that's when Elder Kirk, what really got me going on, I'm not going to lie, when an apostle told me that the Pope is behind all this, and I didn't know that until I was in my 40s. And he said, yeah. He said, that's why we wear the same garments. I said, oh, what? Oh, took me to school. I didn't know. Told me that they were going to be, they had to go through a ceremony to be archbishop or whatever the case may be, and I was going to be the assistant, and I had to go over to something, and I had to go through. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't believe in all that. That's not happening. Got a smirk on their face and thought that they were going to really make me dog. But that's what goes with the brainwash. When they say something, you say, no, that they know that I can manipulate you. I got you. And they knew better. He knew better. It was like, man, bro, you can go do all you want to do. He wanted to run for politics. I said, well, you run for politics, I'm out. I ain't play. I do not. I could care if, understand this. Nobody in no church got no business doing being no politician. You a politician, I can't trust you. We not good. It's not going to happen. You a liar now. It's bad enough you pastor lie too, but, you politician, boy, it raises the bar a lot, because you got to lie. That's the only way you're going to get somewhere. You got to lie. You can promise me anything. You ain't really gonna do it. So you a liar now. So I said, well, let me know. And when you know, because I was number two at the time, I was like, hey, when you do that, let me know, man. I'll be out. And he looked at me. He said, for real? I said, yeah. I said, I don't do politics. And that's exactly what I mean. So what we allow, no, I'm sorry, that's that. The posts that we post, everybody, confuses people. Because I'll go back to Hosea. The posts that we post people, it confuses them. Because guess what now? How many people got a girlfriend that's sleeping around, and now they're going to keep running back and going to see her and get her and bring her back home, and she getting high and sleeping with different people, and they're going to keep running back and bringing her back. Why? Because you just said, make it explain. If you don't want to do no long post, then leave it alone. But now, after that, and the people that believe it, guess what? They're gonna go tell people. Man, I know you want to give up on your girl, man, but I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, I believe. Come on, man. Cut this stuff out. We some jacked up people. I ain't gonna lie to you. People that have been sitting in church for all these years are some jacked up people, man. They believe some crazy stuff. And that's real talk. That's real. And the only people that's going to help them are the people that were there themselves at one time. And Elder Kirk is one of them. And I would love the opportunity. I would kill for the opportunity to sit there and expose these lies and have these people to stop believing in themselves and not saying, if I don't go to church and listen to the pastor from Sunday to Sunday, I'm not going to make it. I play that sermon all week long, and it keeps me strong. I'm going to get up off of here, and I just want y'all to begin to become independent in your belief of who God truly is. Because what happened, this book that they gave us kept us blind for many years. And what a lot of our ancestors died with that blindness. But Elder Kirk's not with it. And I'm not going to sit idly by and just say, oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. And guess what? I don't have to say the idiot of the United States name anymore. That's just it. He's going to win 2020. You got 4 more years of him, whatever. He doesn't do anything. He's doing like everybody, the other ones doing. They're just taking the money out of my check. That's it. So I don't love him. He doesn't love me. Let's move on. We have to begin to start teaching. Now, something else I did not talk about, and I want to apologize. This was on one from last week. Older women get on these young women about the way they doing these men, and older men get on these men about the way they are treating these women. Because I'm telling you right now, and I am getting about sick and tired. I'm not walking on eggshells for nobody, male or female. I'm about tired of listening to all of this. These women, and they're holding on to all the money. The man working, and he don't get no money unless they divvy it out to him, and he the one working. Have mercy on my soul. And this is older than time itself. I'm not going to say, anything new. And then you have, and let me make sure, I teach first. I'm not going to get on and then do it like that. That's not right. For my females, if you are better with money than your man is, you need to teach him to be better with money. You don't just hold the money and then let him lay dormant and then belittle him and treat him like he's a child, because y'all are going to have a problem, because he's going to have people that tells him that's not how a man lives, and it's going to mess with your authority. Now, the same for a man. If you know better, then you are supposed to make sure that your wife comes up as well, because what happens if something happens to one or the other? I started that wrong, and I should have started it like this, so I'm apologize. But I tell you, it angers me. that is the way a marriage is supposed to be. And it's nothing but this daggone love and hip hop and this reality TV. Y'all are living that mess out. My young 20-year-old marriages, start going to these older people. And I'm not talking about these older people that ain't in love and don't love each other and don't work nothing out. And they acting just like the love and hip hop people because they done gave, they trying to be relevant. That's why you got those old sexy grandmamas out here now. They just trying to stay relevant. I ain't want no sexy grandmama. Come on now. We are just letting ourselves go. We're not questioning anything. I'm pretty sure the pastors, they sitting up in there, they going to marriage counseling, man, and it's just so uneven. And the pastors, God and Jesus. No, first of all, somebody needs to change something, and we don't need to be up in here, holding out and doing all this and being, because you had a bad relationship before, or you can't let something go from the past. Now you sitting here in this pigeonhole, and now, I can't let that go. I'm just not, I refuse, and they did whatever. So this is how this relationship's going to go, and that's how it's going to be. And guess what? Somebody going to snap. Somebody going to snap, because I'm telling you right now, it was crazy. I was in a grocery store, man, and the people, the guy went to the wife. He was in the uniform. She was clean and looked good. And he said, "Baby, can I get some ice cream?" You know what she said, right? "No, you can't get no ice cream. You ain't gonna get no ice cream. You ain't got no money for no ice cream." Cart full of stuff. And that brother, all he wanted was some ice cream. He got told off. Now, I know what you're saying. Or he might have upset her. Or he might have, first of all, if I want some ice cream, I'm going to get some ice cream. I ain't asking you for nothing. But what happens is the brainwash and the manipulation within that relationship that's not dealt with. We don't want to talk about why these fools is going crazy. Now, I look at the ID channel like the next person. Some of these fools just crazy and just be crazy anyway. But I'm talking about when it's been sitting and building. If things are not taken care of, everybody, it's going to get bad. It's going to get worse. Because you're not going to have no man or no woman that's going to sit idly by and be like, "Oh, you control what I'm doing, and you are the Lord and Master of my life." Not now, not this day and age. They used to do that junk back in the day. That's why the 90s movement, my goodness, boy, let me tell you something. I'm not going to get this all to you right now. We're going to work on that stuff next week. If that's what Elder Kirk needs to do, then that's what we need to do, because the 90s movement started. And guess what? Me Too is nothing but a glorified 90s movement. So 90s woman movement. So let me let y'all go right now. We will continue. Please stay tuned, because, man, this is going to get better and better and better and better. So everybody, God bless you. Thank you for joining old Elder Kirk. And I'll tell you right now, man. I enjoyed this, and I enjoyed being able to drop some knowledge and some things, and I don't have to be a historian, and I don't have to use big words. So God bless you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
save me. I made some mistakes and I am to blame. I know you can change me. So here I am, crying out, Lord, please save me this time. I know you can. So here I am, Lord, I won't let go until you bless my soul, until you change my name. No, I'm no longer the same. No, I won't let go until you bless my soul, until you change my name. For I'm no longer the same. I'm no longer the same. I'm no longer the same. Nowhere to go. At the end of the road. I know, but I know you can save. I made some mistakes, but I know I'm the one to blame, Lord. I am to blame, but I know you can change. So here I am. So here I am, crying out, Lord, won't you save me? Save me this time. I know you can. So here I am, Lord, I let go until you bless my soul, until you change my name. I'm no longer the same. I won't let go. No, until you bless my soul, my life is on the line. Change my name. I'm no longer the same. No, I won't let go until you bless my soul. Lord, I need you to do it for me. Change my name. I'm no longer the same. I let go. No, until you change my name. I'm no longer the same. Need you to change. Fill me with your power, Lord. No, I won't let go till you change me.